Let me know when you're ready to go.
Go.
Okay. Hi, guys. You can actually shoot me now. I've been in the shower. I actually look like a normal human being at this point, for the most part. I figured I'd jump on and give you guys a quick tutorial on making the surgical masks. So this is one that's already done. Okay. And as you can see, it fits over the ears. It's pretty easy as far as wearing them. Mine are quilting cotton on the top layer and flannel on the inside, which is the suggestion that I've seen on a couple different websites. The size dimensions was on a website from the Deaconess in Evansville, Illinois. And I will tell you this, the two pieces are 9 by 6, okay? I'm using quilting cotton because they say a firmly or tightly woven cotton, so quilting cotton, and then a flannel because that's what's going to be up against their faces and it's going to be much more gentle against them. Put your right sides together, which basically means the right side of the quilting cotton because the flannel is not going to matter, really. And we're going to start on a long side. We're going to start about 3/4 of the way down. We're going to go all the way around it this way and then leave a small opening where we'll turn it. As we go around, we're going to add our 2 pieces of elastic for the ears. These are 7 inches long, okay? And then I'll show you how once we flip it, press it, and then do the pleats in it. This pleating brings it from the 6-inch side down to right around 3 inches or so. So if you're using that as a guideline, you should be good to go. I popped this one on just out of curiosity. It's comfortable to wear, and I think that's the whole point of it. So I'm going to show you exactly what the gal who was doing it, and she was doing these for cancer patients, which totally makes sense. I'm going to show you the trick that she showed me, and we're going to do that. Now, as far as your stitch width, I'm using the edge of my presser foot. So I'm basically getting, a 1/4 inch seam. So very small because you don't need one, because then we're going to go around the outside when we're done and double stitch it so it's all nice and secure. Here we go. As you get down to this end, you take 1 piece of your elastic and you're going to put it in the corner. And you're going to just put it in here diagonally so that it's laying inside here. Cover it up. And you'll notice I don't use pins. Well, that's because I have years of experience. If you need pins, use them. Go back and forth over the elastic at the end a couple of times. We want it to be good and secure there. Okay? Turn your work. Make sure the elastic is out of the way so you're not stitching over it. And when you get down here to about, an inch from the end, reach back underneath here, grab your elastic, and lay it in the same position, coming out of the corner. I'm sorry, you can't quite see it. There it is. It's laid in there like that. Put your layer back over it. Stitch over it again, a couple times. Turn your work. The long run down the top side, the top side, because I'm going to try to keep the bottom or the openings on the bottom of all my masks. Try. I'm going to put the second piece of elastic in so it's ready to go. Reaching in to grab that piece of elastic for the other ear, putting it in corner to corner. Okay, now we're going to come down this side. Now, my opening is right here, so I'm going to come down to leaving myself probably about, a 2-inch opening, or thereabouts. Oops. Okay. cut your threads. And we're going to pause while I get this flipped because, well, no, we're not going to pause. You're going to watch me flip it because you need to see what to do. Okay, the biggest thing is it's a small hole, yes, but you're just going to very carefully work things through, and it won't be too tough to do it. But once you get the elastic, you can actually use it to help you pull it through a little bit. Okay, so go ahead and, of course, you know this one's going to be stubborn for me. The other one flipped really quick. Okay, use the elastic actually. Pull on it gently to pull your corners out. Okay, like so. Now we have a small opening here. That we're going to fold up underneath there. I'm going to have Rusty pause for me. I'm going to press this, and then I'm going to come back, put my pleats in, and I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, when you're ready. Cool. Okay, so here's my opening down here. The pleats need to all go the same direction, so I'm going to pleat down. This is my down. I have 6 pins here. That's all I need. And a lot of this is just gut feeling. Pinch and fold. And I hate to say it that way, but I've been doing pleating for so many years, I don't even think about it. It's just you pinch and fold. And if you've got something like this particular fabric that's got a really nice graphic on it that you can use for your lines, go for it. Whatever works for you guys. It's just about making these functional for the folks that need them. Come on, there we go. There's my last one. On this side, we'll flip back over here. If you hear screeching in the background, that would be the boys fighting. Fur boys, that is. I think somebody is up from his nap and is being mean to his older brother. Yep. Okay. All right. So we have it pinned like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch around the outside. We're actually going to do that twice. I'm going to do it at the edge of the presser foot first. And actually, sometimes I will tell you it's going to get a little harder on the corners just because the fabric is not going to want to go through on the feed dogs. We'll get that figured out. I'll show you. Okay, these have all been around once, so I can take these pins out now. They're just there. They're kind of in the way at the moment. Okay, we get to the far side. Okay. Turn it, get my pins out of the way so that I can open this bottom edge up just a little bit. And now it's closed once round. Now, we can leave it there if we want. The gal that I was watching said, do it twice. And so I'm going to go halfway between the edge and my original stitching. And just do it a second time around. This one can get a little tough in the corners just because it's kind of tight in there. So I use my elastic to help me pull the fabric through to get it, to keep it moving. Trim your threads. And surgical face mask is complete. There we go, guys. That's it. That's all it takes to do it. If you have any questions or you want some other, if you need or feel you want some other advice, just drop a line in this email chat. I'll keep checking it. But I have a few to make, and these are my first two. So thanks, guys, for watching.